Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rise or Die podcast. This is yours truly, Stephen M. Lowisz, for episode 78, Bring the Fire. I've always been taught when I was, even a little kid up until now, Stephen, you're really intense, you should calm down, be level-headed, stay calm, yada, yada, yada. A bunch of crap. Okay, I think it's what we're all taught. I even get messages from time to time now basically saying, dude, calm down. You'd actually reach more people if you would just calm down. Well, to that I say two things. Number one, I don't want to reach everyone. I want to reach those that I can actually impact. Number two, what is worse? The guy that has all this energy and lets it out, or the guy that has all this energy and keeps it in? Most men are very subdued. We're taught to be calm, level-headed, and essentially sedate. Why are so many men workaholics? And that was me. In fact, that's still me. I have workaholic tendencies. Why are so many men drinking, popping pills, watching Netflix, sedating at the gym? I mean, there's a million forms of sedation. It's essentially anything that takes us away from reality, drowns out who we really are and the reality that we face, so we don't have to deal with it. Who's going to show up to be a better husband? Who's going to show up to be a better business leader and influencer? The guy that's sedating this energy or the guy that is using it for productivity? I'm going to have you consider that you need to stop hiding. That you need to give yourself permission to bring the fire that you know is within. Everyone is passionate about something. I have met many people who have said, no, I'm not really passionate about a whole lot. I just kind of do me. I go through life. I just coast through. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. Everyone is passionate about something. But we don't give ourselves permission to be as intense, to be as passionate, and to create as much as we know that we're capable of, because we're taught that that's bad. We're taught that having this energy inside is bad. Last time I checked, so this is something that growing up in, I've been to both public and private Christian school, and I grew up in the church, and I identify as a Christian. I read the Bible every single morning. I pray. I do all that, okay? So I'm not bashing Christianity. But I'd have to say that Christians are some of the worst when it comes to having to be mellow and level-headed and never actually giving yourself permission to be you. We're taught to love one another, which that's not a negotiable. That is a given, right? We need to love one another. We need to put others first, etc. I'm not going to argue with any of that. It's literally in the Bible. What I am going to argue with is that consider the possibility once again. Sometimes loving someone means bringing the fire. Sometimes loving others means creating something so big with so much intensity that it can't help but impact others' lives. Heck, let's get really practical. Jesus flipped over tables in a church, basically, in the temple, right? Okay. Enough said. Enough said. What I'm not telling you to do is go around and walk around with a chip on your shoulder. What I'm actually telling you and suggesting to you is that you give yourself permission to just be you. It is really stressful trying to live up to everybody else's standards. It's really stressful trying to live in everyone else's box. How about you flip everyone the bird and you say, I'm going to make my own box? Like, it sounds like a cliche, but at the same time, it's something that I've certainly struggled with. I know others struggle with it. Give yourself permission to bring the fire. What makes you intense? What makes you passionate? What are you hiding deep down inside? What do you need to give yourself permission to do? For what it's worth, I'm giving you permission. I think you need to be you. I think you need to let out the energy within, especially and I think this is a universal principle, but this is especially applicable for men. This is especially applicable for men. Stop sedating. Stop subduing your personality. It's funny. So when I first came on to this concept that maybe I should just let loose and bring the fire sometimes, and it seems like a very elementary principle, but it changed my life. See, I was afraid that my wife wouldn't like the guy that I really was, because she only knew the more subdued, the more level-headed guy. I thought that those around me would actually hate him. Some do. I'm not going to lie. Some really can't stand me. I'm a very polarizing person, and to me, that's okay. But when I was actually able to bring the fire and frankly let out the beast within, my wife loved me more. She got to know me more. I had better, closer, more connected relationships. Life got better. And here's not the best part, but a very important part. I was actually able to make more money. I was able to get the courage to start a podcast. I was able to get the courage to start 21 LEAP and Invictus and start changing other guys' lives and businesses from the ground up. It wasn't till I was giving myself permission to bring the fire and be who I fucking am. Who are you? Now, this podcast may seem a little intense. I kind of sound like I'm yelling at the mic. I have been told that before, and that was actually by one of my best friends. So I actually do take advice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying shut everyone out. I don't mean to be sitting here yelling at you, yelling at the mic. However, I hope you hear the intensity within, because I really want you to get this. I don't get anything out of this podcast. I don't do advertising. I don't do anything. It's not connected to a sales funnel. I literally don't get anything. I do this podcast because I know that there's other guys with the same struggles that I've been through and struggles that I'm going through. So at the end of the day, all I want you to take away today is give yourself permission to bring the fire and be the intense guy, the intense woman, the passionate person that you are. Anything less is cheating yourself, cheating your family, cheating the marketplace. It's sad. That's what I have for episode 78, Bring the Fire. As always, number one, shoot me an email if you have any questions, steven@invictus.co. Also, subscribe at riseorddiepodcast.com for some of our exclusive content. Also, and lastly, share this podcast with someone that you want more for out of their life, someone that needs a little kick in the ass every day, just like you get from me. In the meantime, I'll talk to you tomorrow for episode 79.